Welcome back to the Crafty Homesteader, where happiness is homemade. Today on the Crafty Homesteader, I'm going to show you some different vacuum sealers that I use for food storage for dry goods and frozen foods. Basic items that you would need: your foods vacuum sealer. Like I said, both of these are Seal-A-Meals. This one's a Food Saver. This one's a Seal-A-Meal. I got these at Walmart. I've also gotten one from a thrift store. These are Food Saver brand jar attachments. You'll need your vacuum seal bags, scissors, and a Sharpie. So with the types of the vacuum seal bags that I use, you can cut it to the size that you need. I'm going to be putting chicken in this one. You just kind of guess, or you can measure. I just kind of eyeball it. So both ends are open. Okay. So first thing you have to do is seal one end of it. You're going to stick it right here. Here's the seal part. This is the vacuum part. So you're just going to put it right there. You're going to hold it down. You can see it says hands free, and then the red light says it's going to seal. Now it's sealing the end of the bag, and the light turned off, so now the end of the bag is sealed. Okay, so now you have one open end where you can stick stuff in here. Okay, then you put your stuff in here, stick it back in here. You have to make sure that the end of the bag is down in this groove. You would stick it in there, close it. You want to make sure when you fill your bags, you at least leave about an inch or an inch and a half of space. So you want to make sure that if you're going to fill your bag up, you have about that much space to leave, because one end of it has to go actually down into this little groove. Then you close this, press down on both sides, and the process starts over. As you can see here, I have some chicken breast in here. This is the bag I just sealed. I'm going to open it. I have about that much space. I'm going to put one end down into this. Close it. You put both hands here. Just wait for it to keep going. Now it's sealing. You can see that it worked because it sucked all of this really tight. You always want to make sure it sucks it really tight. Then all we have to do is I write the date and then what it is, chicken, and then I'll put February 22. I like to write up at the top above the seal, because then you can cut, when you cut underneath it, if you cut right up here underneath the seal, you can actually wash and reuse this whenever you go to use it. These bags are pretty expensive, so I like to cut just right below the seal and then reuse it for something that's smaller. So there we go. That's how you vacuum seal some meat. I also vacuum seal other things for long-term storage. I vacuum seal pasta, rice. This is orzo. I even vacuum seal flour. One thing I like, you can pretty much vacuum seal anything. Pasta is considered a forever food. If it's stored in the right conditions, it'll stay good forever. So does rice and beans. So it's a good idea if you're trying to look into long-term storage to vacuum seal rice, beans, sugar, salt, pasta. And I like to vacuum seal it in smaller portions. Like this is 1 cup of orzo pasta. The reason I like to do it this way is because if you vacuum seal a big, huge bag, then you have no way of really resealing it. I would rather do it in portion sizes. That way I just have what I need for the meal. I don't have to open one big, huge bag. The process for vacuum sealing anything is the same that I just showed you. That would be the same steps for pasta, rice, anything you want to try to vacuum seal, frozen, fresh. Obviously, if you're doing meat or something like that, it would need to go into the freezer. But dry goods, you can just leave them on the shelf or put them in a bucket. I am using a Seal a Meal from Walmart. It's the off-brand Food Saver. I also have this Food Saver brand. This is good for vacuum sealing jars. So you can get these attachments, looks like this, off of Amazon. They're just they're Food Saver attachments. This one's for a small mouth, this one's for a large mouth jar. You put whatever you want inside of your jar. Put the regular lid down. Then you're going to put the lid for the size. So like this is a small mouth jar, this is a small mouth lid. You put that on tight. Then you put this over this hole. And you hold the button. And you'll hear it and it'll suck all the air out. And then you can hear it change. Then when you pull this off, you have to do it very carefully. And then sometimes this part comes off. But then your jar will be sealed, and you'll know that because this won't pop. It'll be stuck down, and you won't be able to pull this off unless you have to pry it off. That's another way. You can still put rice, beans, seeds, whatever dry goods you want in there, and then you can vacuum seal it, and it keeps the air out, and it makes it stay fresh longer. Thanks for watching The Crafty Homesteader. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you receive future notifications. Coming up next will be more videos on long-term food storage. See you then!